Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Kids Community Connections, 103.1 Kids FM. I'm Phyllis Jones, your host for this morning. You know, I'm not happy this morning because somehow or another it's warm outside. And it's February. And I haven't had any snow yet. So, you know, I'm not real happy right now. But anyway, y'all know how I am about the weather. The colder it is, the better I love life. But before my guests, and we have some interesting guests this morning. But before my guests, you know, it's my time to chew us out. Yesterday, at the campus that I work at, a 5th grade girl thought that the best thing for her would be to attempt to end her life at school. One, that should never happen. Never happen. So to me, I'll say the community failed her because she sent out messages, she sent out signals, but sometimes we get too busy caught up in ourselves and what we're doing that we don't pay attention. You know, and then we say the crazy things like, she can't be under that much pressure. How you know? We say things like that, and we don't know. We're not walking in her shoes. But, you know, kids send signals out to us, and too often we ignore them because we say those crazy things like, I don't know what's wrong with kids today. That statement makes no sense because everybody who's living, you were once a kid, and the older people said the same thing about you. I don't know what's wrong with the kids today. So we need to quit saying that because that's archaic, old, and it doesn't mean anything. A lot of us, you know, will say, you know, kids will be kids. Well, that's also a dumb statement too, because just because kids will be kids doesn't mean that certain things need to happen. So, you know, what I'm going to challenge you to is when kids talk, do you listen? I mean, do you listen? Do you just hear what they say and go, yeah? Or do you actually listen and pay attention to what they're saying? You know, many of us say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, some of the villagers need to move. Because obviously they don't know what a village is. Because if this little girl tried to do this, how many other kids have tried? And where were we? You know, maybe I can fuss because I work at an elementary school, so I'm used to paying attention to children when they talk. But no, because at one time or another, you know, kids have said something to us and you brushed it off. Kids have said something to you and you said, yeah, okay, well, it'll be all right. And you didn't know they were being, actually you were lying to them because you don't know. You just didn't care. So you felt the safest thing for you to do is say it'll be okay and you jetted. Well, no. What I'm telling you is if we think, and if we say, and if we wholeheartedly believe that it takes a village to raise a child, then let's be the village that the children need and not the village that they try to escape from. Because we tell them this, we need to do it and we need to walk it and talk it. And when we see a child, you know, and they said hello to you, don't say hello and walk by real fast. Because sometimes you might say, hello, how you doing? And you've walked away from them and they didn't say I was fine. They might have said something else. But you know what? You didn't care. Only thing you did is, yeah, I spoke. And you didn't care about what they said. So what I'm saying is our youth, if they're our future, then we need to protect them today. If they have a problem, we need to listen to them today. And, you know, I don't practice I don't preach what I don't practice. So I'll tell you, like I said, you all know I work at elementary school. And I work with special needs kids, yes. Well, you know, one day a little girl, she sat at our table with our kids. And she was talking. That girl was running her mouth like, oh my gosh. So in the back of me and my coworker's mind, we were like, will she be quiet and eat? But then we also realized that she needed to talk. So we did both. We kept telling her, take some more, eat some more food because it's almost time for you to go. But we listened to her at the same time. Well, she began to tell us a story of having 10 kids in her family. We're like, whoa. Okay. So that made us pique our interest. And we started asking questions about that one because it was like 10 kids, what's going on? So we found out more and more about her and more about her. Then we asked her teacher about her and he said that she was always in trouble for running her mouth. So Brain said, put 2 and 2 together. If I'm in a house with 10 kids, I'm going to run my mouth to somebody because 10 kids, that's not enough time for me. It wasn't enough time for her to get her little message across. So she talked. And guess what? We became the listening board. We talked about her every day, talked to her every day, talked about what she had told us the day before, how everything was going. And you know, all in all, her attitude changed at school, in classroom. She wasn't talking so much in class because she had us to listen to. She also realized that we paid attention to what we said because we asked her, how was your family? How is this? How is this going on? So we became an intricate part in her conversation So every day she made sure she sat with us because she knew we would listen to her and talk to her. Also, we would get her to eat her food and go back to class because we didn't want her to get in trouble. But that little bit of time we spent with her was a good 20 minutes every day, was enough to, one, keep her from getting in trouble in the classroom. Two, she had something to say to us, and if we answered back, she would ask us stuff, and we were honest with her. So that de-escalated any issues she had in classroom, because she was getting in trouble every day for that mouth. But we had to understand, it wasn't about telling her to be quiet and listen to the teacher. It was more because she had 10 people in her household, and have 10 people in your house, and she lived with her grandmother. It wasn't much attention going on. So, we need to take the time, step back at our youth. So I'm challenging everybody. This week, from this week on, until you die, and I'm saying until you die, make sure we pay attention to our children. Make sure when the little people, the little kids, they reach up for you to pick them up and hug them, they see something that maybe they need. So pick them up. It's not going to hurt you. Pick them up, talk to them. It doesn't. There's a little person in the studio right now. She's a little girl. And, I picked her up, hugged her, and she's going to be interviewed, and she's going to talk about Doc McStuffins. Luckily, I work with elementary kids, so I kind of know a little bit about Doc McStuffins. But, if that's important to her, guess what? We're going to hear about Doc McStuffins because it's important to her. So if it's important to her, it's important to us, and she's a little person. So, and we don't know. We don't know. That made her feel good today to talk about Doc McStuffins. Guess what, y'all? This morning we're going to learn about Doc McStuffins. Actually, she's pretty cool. I had to learn who she was through the kids talking about it. But what I'm saying is my challenge for you, from now on, pay attention to our young people. When they talk to you, don't just hear them and walk away and say it'll be better. Listen, because you don't know who you might save, what you might be stopping, or, start, but you don't know. So since we don't know, stop saying the kids today, something wrong with them. Stop saying all those crazy things. And at least of all, do not say, when I was your age, I did this, because when you were their age, you didn't have a computer, most likely. There wasn't no cell phone. A lot of us were smaller. So I can't say when I was 10, I was like this. Because when I was 10, we played baseball in the alley. There are no alleys. We hung out in the basement. In Texas, there's no basement. So things that we did then when I was 10, they can't do now because they don't exist. And times have changed. So never tell a child when you were their age, because you were never their age when they're their age. So that's useless. And when you say that to a child, you've lost them, because they're smart enough to know, well, you didn't have a cell phone. There was no iPad. There was no Xbox. And there was none of those things. So you thinking you're saying something intelligent and you're sounding dumb as I don't know what. So let's stop. Pay attention to our young people. That's my soapbox. I had to chew us out. I do every now and then. But I do it because we need to better ourselves and get more in tune. Well, now to my guest. Yesterday, I meet people all over the place, and it's really cool. I like it. But yesterday, I went into, I won't say the name of the store, to one of my favorite stores. And another guy who owns it, his and his wife, and we always talk. Well, there was a young man in there, and we were talking about, kind of the same subject. We were talking about Nuri Muhammad, who was here last week, in Killeen speaking. And then from there, the owner of the store, he said, well, you need to meet him. He said, Eugene, this is Phyllis. Phyllis is Eugene. I'm like, okay, what do you do? So immediately he told me what he did. And guess what? He's here today. So good morning, Eugene. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. This is Eugene Alexander. I am blessed and highly favored to be on the Phyllis Jones radio show. Good morning, Texas. How are you doing today?
All right. So you assist.
Yes.
People in smartly buying a house.
Right. That's correct. We buy houses cash. We provide fast offers. We work with job loss, job transfer, divorce, medical illness, death in the family. We buy their houses cash as is conditions. So you do not have to go through the normal real estate process of fixing your property up, listening with a realtor, have to wait for months to even years for your property to sell. So
if let's say we'll use an active duty soldier,
right,
or anybody who's moving, they're moving from one place, they're moving from here and they're going somewhere else.
Yes, ma'am.
And they put their house on the market, let's say in November.
Right.
It's still for sale. Right. But they got to get out of here.
Right.
So they can contact you.
Right. They could contact me at 254-307-2411, or you could find me on Facebook, Eugene Alexander, 5 Hills Investors. It will say we buy houses on my profile. But yes, we work with sellers that's going through emergency situation. You need to sell your house as is, fast. And if you don't want your house to be on the market for months to years, we can definitely help you out in regarding of buying your house with a cash offer. It's a free, no obligation offer when we determine our offer, so we don't charge for our services to come out there, look at the property, and determine the offer on the spot of how we can help you. See, what actually goes on within the community, and we both talk about health, the human body goes in what is called a fight or flight response. And when you're going through an emergency situation, the body just shuts down. And you think that there's not people within the community that can actually help you. And there is people like us, myself, who can help you in buying your property as is. And it doesn't just have to sit there. Now, if you're looking for full market value for your property, you have a lot of time on your hands, I always refer to go with the real estate agent. But if you don't have that time on your hands and you need to sell your house as is, and we're in Fort Hood, Texas, the biggest military base in the world, we have a very high turnover rate. Short sales, auctions, foreclosures, we can actually stop that. And that goes on your credit for 10 years. So, we can actually save your credit, and as well, it helps the community out too, because when there's a short sale, an auction, and foreclosure, that brings down the market value within the community. And as well, when these houses are vacant, it's subject to vandalism. I know the brother Gregory Johnson is big on crime prevention. And when 9 out of 10, most houses are broken into during the day. And when these houses are vacant, boarded up, squatters actually move into these properties and it's subject to crime.
That's true. That's very true. Also, you do workshops.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. So February 17th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 4110 Clear Creek Road, Killeen, Texas, we will be having a free workshop about real estate investing and how we're making a difference, helping others, and as well with people that's interested in becoming a real estate investor, we will be having a free workshop.
And you said it's free.
Yes, it is free to the public.
But people, always want to know that one thing.
Right.
How much it costs me to come?
Free 99.
Okay. And how do they reach you again if they want to come to the workshop? Is there a sign up?
No, just you can come in. You can walk in.
Okay.
4110 Clear Creek, right by Wendy's, across the street from Freddy's, off of Clear Creek Road. You could call me at 254-307-2411. You could contact me on Facebook, Eugene Alexander, 5 Hills Investors. Send me a message. I'll respond. And I'll be more than happy to introduce you what we have going on.
How long are the workshops?
Community. The workshop is going to be for 2 hours, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 1 hour is going to be a presentation, and the next hour is going to be for networking. I'm going to invite contractors, real estate agents, real estate investors, and as well people that's interested in real estate in general. So there's a different aspect in investing than being a real estate agent. It's two different mindsets, two different agents. They're listing a property for max value. They have a lot of real estate investing. We're coming there buying the house cash,
right,
as is. So it's definitely different. I had my real estate license before. I got it in 2010, and I didn't know anything about the real estate investing aspect. And a lot of real estate agents are even going into the investing side, because right now we have a real big problem within our community in regarding of the vacant homes, these boarded up houses. And if you're a homeowner, you got approved for a brand new VA loan, FHA loan. You have a family. Do you want to move across the street or to your next door and there's a vacant boarded up house? Would you want to do that? Would you feel safe moving next to a vacant house? So that's the question that we have to ask ourselves, and we're at reaching out to the community that we are out here, and we definitely want to prevent these vacant houses, because I don't know too many people that just want to live next to a boarded house. So, before that, the fight or flight response come in and you take flight, we want to be there fighting with you and make that situation a lot simpler for you to go through.
So if someone wanted to become a part of what you do, what do they have to do?
Well, reach out to my mentor. I reached out through a mentor. His name is Daryl Muhammad. He has a course, and you invest in his training program, and he's even willing to mentor you for additional service. But it definitely shortens the learning curve and helps you receive results in regarding of that aspect. But I'm definitely looking for a team myself, because I need help myself, in regarding of looking at properties. Right now, I am a family-owned business, but I work with a group of investors, but we're always looking to build, expand our team. But you definitely have to go through the training process in regarding of investing in yourself. It's just like if you was going to school to be a real estate agent, you will go through school, but this is informal education, so you're not being graded in regarding of the course. Your grade is helping others, making a difference within the community, and that's well when you close on your deal, and then that's your grade right there, is going to the bank account.
Okay, I always ask this question when people talk about jobs and investment and people becoming part of teams, is sometimes we forget the other people that we don't ask about. Right. So a convicted felon, can he come in?
Yes.
Or is so they can? He's allowed to.
That's what makes real estate so beautiful. You can be a convicted felon, and I definitely have a passion for helping the men in the community. 1 out of 3 black men will go to prison. It's the statistics prove it. So we definitely want to reach out to the black men within the community. If you are a convicted felon, we can help you. You can invest in real estate legally, morally, ethically, with no credit, no license. Miss Jones, if you sold your car right now, I can buy your car cash from you. I can fix it up and I can sell it for more. Or I can buy the car in my LLC. It's the same difference in regarding of a house. So if you sold your house as is, I can buy it cash, fix it up, and sell it for more, flipping houses. So a little bit about myself. When I got into real estate, I was watching seminars, flip houses like pancakes, flip houses like hamburgers, went to the real estate seminars, and they give you so much information in regarding a real estate investing. So a lot of people that are interested in real estate, they don't get started because real estate is so broad. And we're going to narrow it down on February 17th about why real estate, why now, why wholesaling. So that's what we're going to be talking about on February 17th. This is Eugene Alexander. I'm on the Phyllis Jones radio show, and I'm very excited, blessed, and highly favored. And we're providing $500 cash referrals. When we close on that property, you will receive $500. So, that's what's in it for me radio station, what everybody's turned into, right? So we just need a name and a telephone number of somebody that's going through a situation like that. And you can actually get paid just for being a referral. You could be a bird dog. And we drive by these houses all the time from work. We know people that's going through situations all the time, and we can actually help them. So, we have to go back to loving thy neighbor, really, really bring back those principles in regarding of the community, because we can actually stop a lot what's going on into the community ourselves. So we definitely want to be as transparent as we can and reach out. And that's why my purpose here is to reach out to the community to let people know what's going on. One of my good friends of mine, she went through a real estate investor out there in Austin, Texas. And I was like, sister, why didn't you go through me? And she was like, well, Eugene, I wasn't aware of what you was actually doing. So I'm like, you know what? That's my fault. I need to become more transparent, more omnipresent. So we're going to be doing events once a month, once every 3 months, as much as we can, so we can bring more education to the community so people can understand the process, because I can do the exact same thing what they're doing in Austin. We buy properties all over Texas. I just signed an agreement this morning before I came over to your radio show. And then yesterday, on Friday, we closed on a transaction in Copper's Cove. And I just signed another agreement after we closed. I went to Temple, Texas, and signed another agreement in Temple, Texas. And I have another agreement in Copper's Cove, too. So people need help. It goes on all the time. Job loss, job transfer, divorce, medical illness, death in the family. We have the highest divorce rate in the county, based on the military population, because it's always revolving, rotating. Deployments. That's a job transfer yourself. If you don't want to rent out your property, because nobody takes care of nothing like how you would take care of your house. So you can prevent that, and we can just close fast. See, a real estate agent, when you list a property, it's not really, you can't really guarantee that the market is, the people going to pay what they're going to pay. As investors, we can say, okay, this is our offer, and we can close as fast as 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, in regard to the closing process. So, if I'm driving my Mercedes and it broke down and I need $3,000 right now, and you're in the emergency room and you need money, or you broke your leg and you need that doctor to fix your leg right now, you're going to need help right now. So you're not really going to be thinking about the external factors. And that's what we do. It goes on all the time. And we're helping out the community on a massive level. And we are looking for team members. We are looking to help the community. And we really want to make a difference. And that's what it's about. So my purpose is real estate.
A lot of times when we explain things, and we wonder why somebody didn't get it, because we assume that we've explained it enough, is we forget the content of the 5th grade.
Right.
You're supposed to explain everything you explain to someone in 5th grade language. Right. Because no matter how old you are, where you are, you most likely did finish the 5th grade. Right. And that's the basic language we need to use. Often I'll listen to somebody explain something to me, and I got it. But I'm going to ask you 50 questions because I'm letting you know that you were speaking above that 5th grade. Right. And you wonder why people didn't get it. And
keep it simple.
Yes, and they forget that. Right. And they forget that because, like I said, you talk to somebody about a really good thing, and you're going on full speed ahead, and they're looking at you with the deer in the headlights, and you're looking at them like, don't you get it? Right. And at the same time, they don't get it because you didn't use the language that was taught to you to talk about what you're doing. Right. Not the language that you need to use to get your point across. Right. So we have a bad habit of that. Not just African Americans, business people have a bad habit of that. Right. We explain things over someone's head and then upset when they don't get it. Right. And also, I'm glad that that you said you do, that a convicted felon can. And the reason why I always say, I'll be saying that like forever, is because they're people too. Right. To me, there's somebody, a convicted felon, somebody who goes to jail. You somebody who went to jail because you made a mistake, made the wrong, fast, quick thought, and something happened. So society will penalize you to death on it. Right. But we need to learn that there are people who just decided at that one time, I knew right, but left looked pretty good, and I'm just going to take it. So I always ask anybody who's doing what you're doing. Right. They definitely need to reach out to me. Yeah. If you're a convicted felon, we can help you. Reach out to me. We'll get you the training, invest in yourself, get you with a mentor. The team, when you work with us, you're not signing no non-compete disclosures. When you close on a transaction, that money is for you and your family. Right. I don't receive none of that money. Unless you want to do a partnership on a deal, we can work together on that, split the commission 50-50. But, if you decide that you want to do it on your own, you can. And so, but you could go fast by yourself, but you go far together. So, I'm definitely not single-minded or want to do this by myself, because I know on a massive level to help people, you need a team, you need great leadership. And that's what it's about. So, I definitely reached out to a mentor, received the right guidance, and I got people helping me, and the universe is assisting me on a massive level. So you will be surprised that
people will help you if you know what you're doing and you're really passionate and understand your purpose and understand your why. So, you know, my why is my family. Both of my parents are disabled 100%. My father was in the military. He's a military veteran. My grandfather was in the military. And then I decided to go into the entrepreneurial field. So I work 7 days a week. I love it. You know, it's not work to me, but, you know, I definitely enjoy it. And I have an office over there off of Clear Creek Road, 4110 Clear Creek Road, Suite 102. Don't let me forget that.
Down
Suite
from Royal Caribbean Restaurant?
Right down there.
Because that's a good, I'm a landmark one.
Right.
So if you give me, you can send me the building, I'm like, oh, whatever. You say, okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah. Right across the street from Freddy's, right by Wendy's, the Royal Caribbean Restaurant.
Because you're in the same complex they're in.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay. So before we close out from your interview, which is good, one more time, workshop what day?
February 17th, 2017, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you are interested in being in real estate, you're a convicted felon, whatever your circumstances is, if you're going through unemployment, come out. We would be more than happy to educate you how you can get in real estate. Why real estate? Why now? Why wholesaling? Those are the three major points that we're going to be talking about making money in real estate. So what's in it for me? Radio station. Come in and check us out.
Okay. All right, and how do we reach you one more time? Because you gotta, you know.
Eugene Alexander, 254-307-2411. Find me on Facebook, Eugene Alexander, 5 Hills Investors. And it will say on my profile, we buy houses cash. I'll be more than happy to help you and get you going in the right direction in regarding of real estate investing.
Okay. So I want to thank you for coming on Community Connections this morning and letting us know there's more opportunities for people.
Yes. Reach out. I need help. The community needs help. And if we can make it a win-win situation for everyone, it's fair. And it goes on all the time. And, you know, I'm scheduled to close in 2 more weeks. No license, no credit, no money. I'm not using my personal money. You have investors that's sitting on money that wants to invest in properties, and you find the properties for them. It's legal, moral, ethical, you know, so definitely reach out, learn. A lot of people don't get started because they just don't understand.
There you go.
The process. Yeah. So we keep it simple. It is hard work. So, you know, when these people talk about how they became multi-millionaires, they did put a lot of action behind that. They did work smart. They did have a team and leadership to get them there. And they did understand the mission, their why, their purpose. And that's what helped them generate that cash flow, that capital. So it's a little bit more than what is on the surface, but we can definitely polish that diamond so you can understand how to get in real estate investing.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to thank you for coming on this morning. Like
Great.
I said,
thank you.
And
thank you.
Explain it. And my Facebook post, I'll post your event on my Facebook. And
Okay,
everybody
great.
just go to my event page because y'all know life is on there somewhere. It's
all right.
Somehow or another, it's all there, and which is good and lets people know. So we're gonna thank you for coming on, and whatever event you're doing, let me know, and we'll put it out.
Okay, that's awesome.
And we're gonna take a break, then come right back.